All right, so we quickly start tonight, and we're gonna start with our first speaker for tonight, Mr. Yusuf Gideon. So, sir, just a few things before we get to work with you tonight, sir. So there are a lot of people that we do know are probably wondering. So okay, so we know about Sir Gideon. So we'd like to also know a bit of what you do, sir. I mean, before we begin to bombard you with, it's a lot of questions here tonight. But before that, just a quick intro of what you do, sir, and so how we could tailor our questions in that regard tonight. So yeah, please, sir, you have the floor. So just a bit of what you do, sir, and yeah, thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much, Arise, once again. I call him Arise. I think his name is Arisha, right? Apostle
Anyone
Arise.
wants,
Thank
sir?
you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. The General, I celebrate you. Jones, good to have you here. Hearing from you again. I celebrate everyone. Okay. Gideon, who is Gideon? I'm a young man. Okay, so I currently work as a learning and experience coordinator. So, but what do I do? If you ask who is Gideon, I'm a leadership development strategist. It's a big English for I try to help bring out the leadership in people. So I try to develop leadership amongst those who are probably feeling they are not more. I try to look for the more in men. So I deal with a lot of young people across different time zones here. I've I've mentored quite a few, and I would say they are proofs. So currently, I'm in the developmental space. I'm in the educational space. I work with businesses. I work with C-suites. I work with top executives of companies. Currently, my clients are those in the energy sector, NLNG, Shell, yeah, and the finance sector like UBA. So I work with a lot of CEOs and executives. We work on reshaping their leadership strategies for my company. That's where I work. But personally, I try to bring out the best in everyone I see. And I'm sure we are going to learn a lot tonight. It's so good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Mr. Gideon, for that. That is a lot, I must say. That is a whole lot. But I mean, it's a Gideon, so we celebrate grace. All right. So we move on now to Mr. David Bala. So just something to keep in mind, even as we bombard you with questions tonight. So what you do, sir, and yeah, in that regard, thank you so much, sir.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Abishi, for the opportunity. Sir Gideon, I celebrate you, my my leader. We learn a lot from you, and we keep on learning. Mr. Jones, I celebrate you, real work you're doing, and welcome everyone again. I trust we're going to learn a lot of things. So I'm David Bala. I am a digital marketing specialist currently. Um, yeah, I think I'm just on this journey of will I say expressing my own um, specific knowledge, right, and creativity. I would say so. I'm on my creative journey, right, and yeah, just to bring the best out of people, and yeah, so I'm on a creative journey, bringing the best out of people. But career-wise, I'm a digital marketing specialist. Yeah, so that's me for now. Not to take so much of your time. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much, sir, for being a part of this tonight. And we look forward to learning all that we can, even as we commence the meeting tonight. All right, we move on now to Mr. Jones. So, sir, we know a bit of what you do, but just in case there are other things that you do that we don't really know about, so this is where we want to know about everything we can. Yeah, so please go ahead, sir.
All right. Thank you very much, Arise. Malgas, good evening, Bala. Gideon, good evening. Okay, so Arise. In case you don't know, I'm an engineer. So let's just add that. I did 5 years engineering. But at the moment, I work as the personal photographer to Mr. Bolo Kade, Olukwade is a financial literacy coach. Is the CEO of Zero T. I help different people and brands tell their stories in the sense
Mm,
that I try my possible best to do things as they are. So, as a person, I take images that make you look like you. I take
mm,
images that speaks to the kind of person that you represent, that kind of thing. And as a brand, we try to do things whereby the images or the videos or basically what you represent as a media person speaks to what your brand was created for in the first instance. So yeah,
mm.
that's what I do. Is it by night or by day? Let's say by night, then by day, by day, I'm welding and cutting somewhere in Shagamu. So yeah, thank you.
Wow, wow, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, sir, for that very, very interesting introduction. All right, everyone. Now, I know you have questions already. You could just begin to note them down in the comment box. It will all be attended to very shortly. So we move on now with Gideon. We have a bit of questions for you, sir, but we're very open to, going across the questions. It could probably even extend to other areas, but the whole point is that we really appreciate you pouring out your heart to us tonight. And yeah, we look forward to learning all that we can, even as we comment officially tonight. So Gideon, the first question that everyone, I'm very sure, would like to ask is a lot of people have defined leadership in time past. People have said it is this, it is that. But having worked in this sector for a while now, what would you say makes a true leader? Is it the portfolio? Is it the title? Is it the sacrifice? Amongst many other things that people think makes for leadership, what is the one thing, maybe not one thing, it could be two or three, but that you have seen over the years that actually makes a good and effective leader? Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. A beautiful question. A beautiful question. And I think it's good to start on this note.
Mm,
So there are a lot of assertions over time about what leadership is. And when you ask people here and there, the statement is, I'm not the leader. Who is the leader of this team? I'm not the leader. Who is the leader of this group? I'm not the leader. Who is the leader of this class? I'm not the leader. Who is the leader of this family? Uncle, not I. Because we have this, I call it erroneous assertion that leadership is entitled. So I'll start with this. The myth that have to be debunked here. The first is leadership is not a title.
mm,
Leadership is not entitled. So different people gave different ideologies surrounding leadership. Derek Prince gave one. Someone once made a statement. He said, "Leadership, a leader is one who has many followers." To an extent, that narrative may be true because he who says he's a leader and has nobody following is only taking a walk. But that's
mm,
not completely true. So leadership is not just having followers. Some say leadership is communicating vision that people
mm,
follow. That may be true, but it's not just in communicating vision. So,
mm,
what then is leadership? It was John Maxwell that came and gave a pure and amazing definition to this term called leadership. He said, leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. The ability to influence people to achieve a common goal, to influence people, whether presently, virtually, but to create a movement. So your title makes you a manager, but your influence makes you a leader. And the
mm,
funny thing is this, you can influence from anywhere in the room. So
mm,
what is leadership? Leadership is taking responsibility. It is inspiring actions in people. It is empowering those around you, regardless of position. So you can be
mm,
at the big. So in the workspace, there's what they call leading up and leading down. Meaning you can lead your boss, you can lead your direct reports, you can lead your subordinate. So you don't have to be at the apex of all to lead. So the first I would say is leadership is influence. Then a leader is a gardener and not a mechanic. I was
mm,
thinking of this statement and it blew my mind. So who is a mechanic? My brother Jones, I'll try to throw shades a bit. So Jones is an engineer. Jones is a mechatronics engineer. So I mean, and I believe Jones you deal with robots, but we have the other people that are mechanical engineers. Those ones still they build cars. And if you are trying to bring them to the layman's understanding, we call them mechanics. So what do mechanics do? They fix broken things. But a leader is not a mechanic. Rather, a leader is a gardener. So what does gardener do? I mean, we have agriculturists in the house, and I believe they'll be able to tell you one thing a gardener does is they tend the environment. They cultivate an environment where things grow. So a leader is not one who waits for what is broken to fix. No. A leader creates an
Mm.
environment where people can thrive so that people's innate abilities can soar, where people can start doing things they never thought they could do, taking steps they never thought they could take, dreaming dreams they never thought they could dream, and achieving the heights they never thought they could achieve. So it's beyond managing, it's beyond fixing, it's cultivating. So the question I'll ask now is, as a leader, have you spent time creating an environment or do you spend your time fixing problems? So if you look at this, I'll call it a question, rhetorical question, it will really show whether you are managing or you are leading. So that's just, let me just, I won't take much of our time. That's just a brief recap of what leadership is. It's not in the title, it's not in the position, it's in contribution, it's in responsibility. It's taking the lead, it's in service. That is what leadership is.
Wow. Wow. That was beautiful. Please, can we? I mean, am I the only one that noticed the details in that? Leadership is not about the title. Leadership is about influence, taking responsibility. That is awesome. Thank you so much, Sir Gideon. It looks like you answered 10 questions in one already. Wow, wow, amazing, amazing. All right, we'll quickly move on to Mr. David Bala, and one of the things I think I really want to ask that I have seen you exemplify, sir, is when it comes to leadership, sir. Um, is it true that some leaders may never be um, on the forefront? I mean, Gideon has rightly said that leadership is about influence, not even about the title. So, sir, is it possible to have leaders that we may never see on the stage, that we may never possibly see them, but they are actually the powerhouse of the entire thing? So, sir, does that make it less leadership, or can we just say that leadership is just about doing what you do in any corner that you are, regardless of position? So, I'm not sure the question is clear, sir, but I think the best way to put this is leadership necessarily a spotlight thing, or is it about the impact involved in it? I'm not sure you get the question, sir, but this is the best way I could try to. Hello, sir.
Yes, yes, sure. I got the question crystal clear. I
All
think
right, sir.
leadership has to be all, and I totally agree with the concept that leadership is all about influence.
Mm,
And if we agree with that, we can simply say that it's not actually about the spotlight, because leadership is taking ownership, like simple and short. Leadership is taking ownership. The Vice Chancellor of Lamar University, Covenant University, usually say that leader is someone who sees a need and meets the need, right? So once you're taking responsibility in any sphere of influence that you are placed, right, you are the leader. And people might not, now, society defines leadership as, yes, you should have a title, but in its essence, leadership is not that. Leadership is seeing a need, meeting it, right, and your ability to influence people towards a certain goal. Your ability to influence people to become better versions of themselves. That is leadership. And with that said, that means everybody has leadership potential, right? So you don't would there be leaders who would rise and have spotlight? Yes, they would. Would there be leaders who would be would I say at the background doing the work? Yes, there would, right? But I think in its essence, what society has defined leadership as is about titles, about the spotlight. But leadership in its essence is about meeting a need, by taking responsibility, taking ownership in any sphere of influence that you are placed. Right. Think about it. So there's probably like a village in the north that you probably don't even know about, but they would define a leader as someone. A leader there is someone that takes responsibility. Okay, yeah, my people are hungry in this place. What system can we put in place that would bring food to the society? That's a leader, right? That's a leader. You might not necessarily know him. He's not on social media. He's not trending, but that's a leader right there in his own sphere of influence. There's a village that you don't probably know that exists. Do you understand? But there is a leader there in need, right? So I think we should redefine leadership as influencing people and not titles. And if we see from that perspective, we know that anybody can be a leader. There's leadership potential in anybody because we all have the ability to solve problems and meet a need. Yeah. That's
Wow.
all.
Mm, Thank you so much, sir, for that. Thank you so much, sir, for that. We live in a world nowadays that enjoys the spotlight. So if it's not popular, we don't think it's right. If it's not popular, we don't think it's correct. And I think, thank you so much, sir, for that assertion again, that it doesn't really have to be a popular thing, but in that little corner of yours, in that small group of 2 or 3 people, if you can lead effectively there, you are a world-class leader. So let's not wait till we get to, till you have 1,000 people under you, the 2 people under you, the 1 person you're leading, even leading yourself. So yeah, it doesn't have to be popular. The person can be somewhere in the deserts at the backside, but literally moving things. Thank you so much, sir, for that correction and that perspective. So quickly we move on to Mr. Jones. And I personally am a storyteller. So I love the fact that you began in that note, sir. So we live in a world that loves stories, sir, and sometimes people get carried away in the buzz and the loudness and everything that happens on the media. So, what would you say actual storytelling means, sir? Is it in the noise? Is it in the bustling? Is it in the content creation? Is it in the ring lights and lapel mic, and all of the things that people do on social media these days? What actually is storytelling? How do we ensure that we are keeping our essence, telling stories, but not losing ourselves? So I don't know if the question is clear, sir, but I think I'd like to start with this note, sir. What actually is storytelling?
Okay, all right. So I'll start with saying this. If you are, everybody is able to tell, you are the best person to tell your story. There's this thing they say in media, it's important for you to control the narrative. There's bad press, there's good press, and the likes. But you are the best person to tell your stories. Now, the reason you tell your story is because you know how to do it better than anybody else. So, if you are in a situation whereby, okay, you tell your stories through images, or you tell your stories through visual or moving visuals, or you tell your stories through designs, regardless of how it is, or whichever medium you choose to tell your story as, there's a reason you start to do it from the onset, and it is not to please people. You definitely enjoy it.
Mm,
They will say, do what is work to other people, but not to you. I don't know if I got that phrase right, but what feels like work to other people, but you enjoy doing it. So from the onset, the moment it begins to feel like work to you, you're not telling the story right.
mm, mm,
Do you get the moment it begins to feel like you're trying to please another person's perspective, you are already going out of your own self.
mm,
The fact is, you're a storyteller, you tell stories. You tell them the way you see them. Now, people may not like them, people may not agree with them, but it is your story. So no one can tell you how to tell your stories. So it's not even a function of the ring light. It's not a function of the gadget you use. Now, let me put this out there. I'm not saying gadgets do not matter. Like the title of this event is speaking about excellence. So there is the factor of gadgets in that. But in the in the smallest part of it, you recognizing the fact that it is you that will tell this story right. No one will tell it for you. Do you get? So if you recognize that first and you recognize yourself in that story, I think that's all you need to push on. That's all that makes you the storyteller that you want to be. I don't know if you get me.
Yes, sir. Mm, mm, mm. That is that is totally on point. I must say, you know how that sometimes people begin to find themselves in a, what's the word now, in a tussle. So the person is trying to keep up with the trend. You are literally stressing yourself. You are even losing yourself while trying to adapt. So I think that is also a reminder to all of us tonight that if it begins to stretch you for no reason, if you have to lose yourself in that small space of yours, then it's something. It's time to take a pause. It's time to put a pause on your play and have a rethink. Thank you so much, Mr. Jones, for that clarity. I think it's really something for us to keep in mind. Yeah, so we have to quickly run now. We are taking questions already. So please, if you have questions for either of our speakers, please go ahead and type it in the chat box. We would always, come back to it. So quickly moving back to Sir Gideon, um, I did notice that there was something about leadership that I have seen over time with you, sir, and it's the ability to to welcome people. I mean, those of us that know this about him knows how open he can be. They're literally just coming to him for the very first time, and he has that welcoming spirit. You're like, this person is it looks like we're siblings from another life because the energy he speaks with you with, he listens very well. Now, backstory. In the, I think about a few years back, that was about 2024, sorry, just last year, not a few years back, my team and I wanted to have a writing contest in Lamarck University. And I remember all we had to do was speak with Sagin about this. And at a point, it felt like it was his meeting because of how much support we got from him. At no point did it feel like we're trying to push for something. It was so palpable. We could almost feel the level of support, the welcoming spirit. I remember the time he called me to his office and we're talking about this. It shows the heart he has. So, sir, why I don't know, but why do you think it's something to do? I mean, as a leader, there are leaders that we have seen that will push people away so they feel secured. There are leaders that we've seen that are insecure in themselves, and so they push people away. They talk down on people. They make people feel less of themselves. So, sir, how do we then balance this in a world where people are self-seeking? So, what is the balance, sir? And how do we ensure that leadership is not about, it's about people, not about oneself? I don't know if my question is a bit clear, sir, but yeah, I hope this.
Yes, it is. So before I start saying sweet things with sweet mouth uh, and sound amazing and intellectual, I am one of the people that clamor for a balance in Christianity. So
Mm,
I tell people, don't get to the top by grace and start proving it is by works.
mm,
Then that's when
mm,
you now write 58 laws of success on how to get there. But you and I know it was grace that took you.
mm,
So but that's to draw all the whole glory back to the one who owns it. I'm just a vessel, so it's God. But
mm,
the little part I played, this is it. Nobody cares. I'm sure we've heard a lot of all these statements to aspire to the fire or the bubble. But this thing, nobody cares what you know until they know how much you care. And
mm,
I have heard it in that time. Nobody has a substitute for love. and nobody is repellent to love. You can never love somebody genuinely and they start repelling you. So when you ask somebody for money, they have this strong self-guard. Please, their guards are up. He's coming to ask for money. But when you have genuine love for people, you weaken the guards of many. So
Mm.
I'll just pick my lessons from a young man called. I like teaching, so let me just make it a bit complex so that you will not think we are speaking English here. But let me make it a bit complex and I'll break it down. So there's a young man called Yeshua bin David. So that's the complexity. What is the simplicity? Jesus, the Son of God, or the Son of David. And he lived a life, and in his life life was capped in 33 years. Just 33 years, and it's not in the length of days, it's in the quality of the interactions. And
Mm.
that encounter of 33 years, over 2,000 years, a lot of people have been foolishly following him, including me. I mean, we are all foolishly following him. And he lived a life that I think we all need to learn to. And one thing he did is this: he never rejected people. Nobody was little in his sight. So, as a leader, always know this: you are not better, you're only privileged.
Mm.
So when we have the understanding that we are only privileged, when people come around us, we will know that it's an honor to meet them. The problem why leaders try to ward off a lot of people, you already made the answer. One of it is insecurity. So when you are insecure about who you are, you start becoming scared and behaving uncanny or unreasonable to others. So you see, the problem many people have is their identity. So some people lead because of that. I said there's a difference between leaders and managers. Some people lead because they feel it's their right. But when you feel leadership is a privilege for you to contribute, everybody is important in the equation.
Mm.
Everybody is important in the equation. Everybody is important in the equation. So this is what I do. So from my own experience, let me share. While I was in office, it's very easy. I learned this before I got to the university. I'll just share a few experience. I was working as an executive assistant to a very reputable man of God. So very amazing and highly placed in the society. So the then members of the state, senate, senior senators from the federal level, CGNs, auditor generals, we are coming to his office.
We can't hear you again, sir.
Oh, can you all hear me now?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's much better now, sir.
Oh, apologies. I think Nigeria want to happen, but it's fine. Okay, so can you hear me now? Yeah, so
Yes, sir.
can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. So I said I was working closely with a very high placed individual. And every time I remember while I was in office, so I was working with a church, most of us know it as Winners Chapel, Living Faith. I was his executive assistant. So you get to meet me before you meet the senior pastor. I mean, he was a very well placed man. And anytime this senior man comes into the office, anytime people like, I mean, Auditor General of the Federation, I can't forget. Imagine the whole Auditor General of the Federation come to the office and he will come and shake me and tell me, hello, sir. It's pastor in the office. And I'll say, wait, an auditor will listen to me. So, there's how it can get to your head. You think it's you.
Mm.
You feel you are the alpha and the omega of the system. So one day I sat back and I asked myself this simple question. If this auditor sees me on the street, does he know me? The answer is yes and no. He does not know me, but except my mind or my thoughts or my face registers in his mind. But on a plain note, he does not know me. Can I get close to him on the street? No. He has a lot of securities. So when this man gets to the office, who is he respecting? Is it me? No. He's respecting the seat. And one thing is certain. That seat will remain constant and be variable. Before I know it, I'll be out of that seat. So whatsoever you do with the position, always remember that any leadership position you are given, it's a privilege, it's not a right. So I do this in Landmark a lot. I'll just sit down and look at my seat. So everybody come to the office and hail, hey, chairman, hey, this. Who are they giving the respect to? Is it Gideon? At the end of the day, nobody cares. Nobody even send you. It's the seat. But what you do with the seat determine whether people will give you the honor even after the seat. So genuinely love people. Genuinely love people because everyone is valuable. Everyone is important. Everyone is important. And in the journey of life, we need men. So I'll tell people, my advice to answer your question is this, so that I won't beat around the bush. As a leader, don't see people as less, see them as more. See them as more. Don't see them as less. They are not a number. When we teach executives so I currently work at Lagos Business School. When we teach executives in my office, every time when we teach about sales or we teach about management, we tell them this: customers are people, your staffs are people, your stakeholders are people, investors are people. So you are not in the money business, you are not in trade, you are not in finance, you are not in oil and gas, you are not in anything. You are in the people business. As a leader, you are in the people business. How you manage people determines what happens. So always know this, that the best leader are those who are willing and able to make people feel comfortable and see the best of themselves. That way, you have brothers, not just followers. You have brothers and families for life. So I hope I've answered your question, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wow, wow, wow. That is food for thought indeed. That is food for thought indeed. And one thing that stuck with me was when you said, sir, that we are the variable. The seeds is a constant. Things will always shift. Things will always change. I mean, policies can be made, but the person in position is a variable. Anything could happen, but the seat itself is the constant. And I think it's important that we all keep this in heart even as we move on tonight, that whatever position that you are occupying, it's such a privilege. It's a privilege for someone to be deemed fit to sit in a particular office. I mean, a lot of people could have probably even been better. So it's not something that Yoruba would say something that it was a Milocon, something like that. It was not like it was a right that it was inscribed in your books for that. But it's such a privilege to lead people. And I think if every leader understands this, would have less issues. Would have people that actually are I mean, they jump at people. They want to know about, I mean, genuine care, and not just treating people like trash, like garbage, but actually feeling what they feel. That is something to hold on to. Thank you so much, Sir Gideon, for that on point answer. Thank you so much, sir.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So apologies. I'm taking permission if I may. I want to
Please.
quickly just celebrate someone with us on this call. I'm very honored to have you here, sir. Faithful, Mr. Faithful, I celebrate you. It's an honor, it's a brother, I mean. I
Wow.
celebrate you greatly. Thank you
Mr.
very much,
Faithful,
Mr. Faithful.
it's good to have you. Yes,
Good to
sir.
have you here. Good to have you here. Thank you. So you can continue, sir.
All right, sir. All right. Mr. Faithful, it's good to have you here. Thank you for having the time to join us tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. All right. Yeah, so just to buttress again what Sir Gideon said, leadership is a privilege. So please treat people with care, with respect, love people genuinely, and watch them, blossom into what they are. So, Sir David Bala, something else in this regard that I would like to push to ask in that regard, sir. All right. I'm so faithful is all right. So yeah, sir, out of the many things that we have seen in the last, in a while, leadership in our nation as a whole, and everything, there's often it's I know sincerely leading people can be difficult because people are complex, people have complexities, they have a lot of things that happens with them. So, sir, so this question it will tilt a bit towards creativity, excellence, and leadership, all in this question, sir. So the first would be, how do we understand all of these people complexities? I mean, how do we relate with them individually first and collectively, such that
When are they?
none of them feels less, None of them feels left out, but we are still doing what is needed to be done. So, in a nutshell, I think the question would be, how do you lead people with their complexities while being creative, while being excellent, and while leading with that sense of privilege, like Sir Gideon rightly said? So, this is it's a three-in-one question, if I may, sir.
Wow, all these questions for one person.
We know you can answer, sir.
See, I celebrate you. Um, wow, wow. Thank you, Sir Gideon, for those wonderful insights. How do you lead people with their different complexities? I think it still boils down to um knowing the fact that people are different, right? I would link it to what John said. He said, find a work that feels like play to you, right? For example, when Jones, I've seen Jones, he's very hardworking when it comes to photography, editing pictures. Sir Gideon when it comes to speaking, engaging with the public and everything like that, and even you when it comes to storytelling and writing. And everybody here on this call has their different, unique, specific knowledge that's difficult for other people to replicate, right? I can't work the way Jones is working, right? So I think now, as a leader, I think you should settle it in your consciousness that people are different, right? And learn to embrace it. So it's now left to you as a leader to manage those people, right? You should know where they excel in and where they would fail. Do you understand? You should know where they would fail and where they will excel in, right? So I think once you have that consciousness, you should now, with wisdom, manage them well, right? For example, you know that someone is not so good in public speaking, and yeah, you should give him a chance to learn and grow. But then at the same time, don't throw him at the forefront because you know that that is a weakness for him. Do you understand? And I think that's um it's kind of like how you should handle that as a leader. Now, when it comes to excellence, like I'll reference what John said again, find work that feels like play to you. It's very important. It's very important because with time you would, I would say, become very in quotes, right? So find work that feels like, if that's all you have to do, like even for, I don't know, but like spend time by thinking about, okay, think about, go back to your young days. What was I good at? Was I good at drawing? Like, how do I express myself? Like, how can I easily express myself? Do you understand? Find work that feels like play to you because in the long run, you would get weary. For example, I can't imagine myself doing what Jones is doing. Do you understand? Because I'm not built for that, I would say. Do you understand? I can't imagine myself doing what you're doing, right? We all have our own different specific knowledge that's difficult for other people to replicate. And if you understand that well, you would be able to know how to manage people and even manage yourself, right? So find what you're good in, find work that feels like play to you. Yours could be writing, yours could be teaching other people, right? Then find out how to like turn that into a product and it will sell. So I'm going back to excellence, right? If you want to, excellence is simply meeting standard, right? Excellence is simply meeting standard, and you can't, for you to meet standard, you have to be like good at that thing, and it has to, and you have to put in a lot of work into it. Do you understand? And that work has to feel like play to you, right? So I like to call it specific knowledge. I was reading a book by Naval Ravikant. I don't know how many of you know him. So it's all about finding your specific knowledge and expressing it well. And it's very easy for you to be excellent at that, right? It's very easy for you to be excellent at that. So I don't know if I answered that question well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was very, very detailed, sir. Um, just want to be sure we are still together, everyone, because I'm getting some feedback that people can't hear or something. Are we following, please? All right. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Sabala. One thing you said that I had to quickly note down was find something that is work that is like play, because in the long run you will get weary. That was on point. Thank you so much, sir. And you said excellence is meeting standards. Meeting standards. As much as we are vying for, understanding people, we're vying for, being the best. Let's not forget that excellence is meeting standards, doing the extra, going beyond the mile. Thank you so much, sir, for that perspective. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Mr. Jones, we're back to you, sir, and storytelling. I have a special connection to this field too. That's why it's always coming at the way it's coming. Yes, sir. And I think one thing I just want to um ask or just say tonight is, so sir, we have a lot of people on this call tonight that probably may be content creators, that may be photographers, people that want to tell stories but have no idea how to start. They just have a passion and may even have a camera, or maybe may not have a camera, or maybe I don't know, but they may just have this so much zeal for it. But I mean, how do they even start? I mean, the first thing that happens is that when you even go on Instagram, it's not possible that you go on Instagram and there will not be reels. I mean, I don't know of you, but it cannot happen, maybe not in the next couple years. There's always a post, there's always a particular reel on Instagram, on TikTok. I mean, it looks like the whole thing is already congested. So what difference do I have to bring to this? If you are looking for something on fitness, you have a lot of people on fitness. On photography, people are literally in this thing, so many people. So the question now would be, how do we start this thing? Number one, people that have no idea, just zero. So how do they start? And secondly, what difference do you think it's gonna make, seeing how congested, how crowded, how full the media is? So what difference does my own skill bring to the table? What difference am I bringing on board? And how do I even start out? So agreeing, um I'm just, a beginner at this. I have no idea how to write, how to tell stories. So yes, sir, how do we actually start? And yeah, what uniqueness can we bring into the table that would distinguish us from the thousands of people already doing it
All right, thank
online?
you very
Yes, sir.
much. All right, just before I continue, it's going to be very weird now, me speaking on storytelling when FT is literally here, but by God's grace, we'll be fine. So, let me talk about what you just said now in three phases, in terms of passion, in terms of building a business, and in terms of the saturation thing that you spoke about. Um, First of all, let's start from the back. Now, in terms of saturation, it only happens, or you only notice it when you start. It's not saturated at a point anymore, and that's when you are probably big. Saturation happens on the down level. That's why they say it's good to collaborate, because very soon the people that you say that is the reason why you're saturated, you probably won't even notice them anymore. I don't know if you get. So the saturation is not really a problem of plenty people. It's a problem of where you are at that point in your creative journey. Now, in terms of passion, and you are thinking of how to start, if you pick a niche in creativity, this is not me advertising anybody or anything, but the best way to do it first is to join a church. If you're a Christian, probably join a church service. Is the best way you will get everything you want, literally on a platter of gold, aside from when they say you should come early. And if you really want to do it, I mean, it's a little sacrifice to make. So if you really want to do it in terms of your passion, if it is your passion, you are looking for how to start, you are looking for how to grow, pick a unit service, pick a service unit, go every Sunday, put in the work. I mean, before anybody notices, you get access to equipment you can't even buy. You have knowledge you probably won't find on TikTok, because everybody says everything is there, but you get people. You get people to speak to you, you get people to correct you. All these things, and it's looking like as if nobody's doing you a favor. And whereas you're being paid for it outside. So if you look at it on that end, that's how you start. Now, if you are not looking for how to be different, you need to understand that the difference factor is you already. You get it? No one will do it the way Arise does it. If you first find Arise, then you can find how Arise will do it. You get? So if you find you, now this is in the passion business. If you find how Arise will do it, you do it the way Arise will do it. It's going to be difficult to say that it's you that you begin to compare it with other people. It's when you begin to compare your 5D Mark II with somebody's R that you begin to realize that your images are not that sharp. But if you keep doing it the way you do it, and you keep pushing yourself that way, you begin to realize that nobody really does it that way. The fact that Arise does it this particular way is the difference. Yes, the techniques are the same. You can't say you want to start trying to learn or create a new technique for frequency. I'm very sorry I'm using these terms, but just forgive me. There are terms already that are in writing. There are terms already that are in Photoshop. There are designs that are already there. So you can't start doing these things from the scratch. There's a reason they are already there. But the only difference factor now is that Arise decided to do it. And the fact that Arise decided to do it, Arise to do it Arise's way. So once Arise finds itself in Christ, or once Arise finds itself in purpose, then Arise pursues how Arise will do it. And that is in passion sense. Now, if you are looking at it in a business sense, if you want to do things differently, you do things called, I think Gideon will agree with me, you do things like market survey. So you don't run a business with passion. People go hungry. So if you want to do it in a business, you provide things that are not you have to get an edge. Now your edge is something that they probably don't offer. There was a time, I think in COVID, it was FT that told me a story. I don't know how many of us know TY Bello. So she offers, TY Bello is a photographer. Now she offers photography services for people. Now there are a number of people that offer photography services, but during COVID time, a lot of things were going on. So TY Bello decided to instigate or introduce a massage or a drink, or just, how do I put this, a refreshment area in a studio, whereby when you come to the studio, you do not only have your images taken, you are not really bothered for that moment. The issues of coffee or COVID is not really what is bothering you. You literally get to enjoy life. Exactly, expert. Thank you very much, sir. You literally get to have the comforts that you probably will not be able to go for because there's a roadblock at this place to this place. Do you get? So that is in a business sense. You've given yourself an edge. And one of the best ways to advertise yourself is mouth to mouth. Hey, mouth. I think is people telling people, that kind of thing. So you imagine the number of people that would have told people about the experience that they had at TY Bello's studio. So if on a passion side, if you're trying to start, thank you, word of mouth, J-Bounce. If you're trying to start on a passion level, join a church. If you're trying to do things differently, you are the difference already. On a business sense, you can't still join a church if you're trying to start. Find a mentor. Find someone that you can join to do these things. But mind you, it's important because you hear all these things where you reach out to a public, a very high level person, and then they air you and the likes and the likes and the likes. You don't have to really go to meet somebody on the high level. If you look around you, somebody's probably doing it. He might not be doing it as big as that person, but definitely is doing it better than you. And if he's doing it better than you, very soon he will probably be doing it as good as the person that you're looking at. So just learn from the person that is around you, learn from the people that are around you. And then if you are trying to be a difference on the passion level, you are the difference. On the business level, do market survey, do learn what other people are doing. Try to do things that people are not doing. And if possible, not even, what am I saying, if possible, but try to pray, not even try to pray. Pray. Because a lot of you hear people say that the business sector is not run by flesh alone, and it is the fact. So if you would like to go as far as you would wish to go, I think it's important that you include the spiritual factor in everything that you do. And in terms of saturation, it's a matter of time. You probably won't notice it anymore. Thank you.
Wow. 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 That is, those are the words, only words in my mouth right now. Wow. Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. So the team here with me, they are taking notes of every single thing that has been said so far. Thank you. I think I should actually appreciate them. Thank you so much, Jemima. Thank you so much, Anna. Thank you, Choma. Thank you, Ebube. Thank you. Yeah, and yeah, Rohama, thank you all so much for they're taking notes of every single thing going on here so we can have the caption designs by the end of the meeting. Thank you so much, team. You guys are the best, literally. All right, sir. So thank you so much, Sir Jones. It was like you were even answering my next questions as I was thinking in my heart. So that was entirely spiritual. Thank you so much, sir. That was spot on, sir. Yeah. And so we have the last lap now. I don't know about you, but I have my note full here already. There is so much to look, there's so much to hold on to, so much to remember, so much to learn. I mean, from leadership to having the sense of privilege, and Sabala has explained to us detailed, the issue of excellence and how you should actually get something that strikes the nail on the head, and it's beautiful to hear all of these things. And then Sir Jones has explained that the uniqueness is you. That is something for someone to hold on to tonight. The uniqueness is you. Doesn't matter how many people you think are doing what you are doing. The uniqueness is the fact that you are doing it. So that alone is unique because nobody does it like I would do it, like you would do it. I think if we actually hold on to this, it would make a lot of difference for us. Thank you so much, sir, for the clarity we received tonight. The last lap now would be just a time of hearing from our speakers as they pour out our heart to us, pour out their heart to us rather. So, sir, this is a creatives community, and one of the things that we do here is that we inspire people to dig deep into what is in them. We help creatives, we provide opportunities for them, and because we understand that the world currently is in their need of creative people across different sectors. So we'll start with Sir Gideon, and one of the first things that we would like to hear from you, sir, is so let's call it like a final charge to the entire team tonight. That what is one thing that you want us to keep very dear to our hearts as we wrap up tonight? What is one thing that, if you understand this thing that helped me so far in leadership, but I want to pour it out on all of you. So what is one thing, sir, that you want to leave with us that would keep ringing in our hearts even as we all go in our leadership journey, keeping in mind that we want to be creative people that are excellent and that lead with a sense of privilege? Please go ahead, sir.
Okay. Oh my God. The Lord bless you, great. So it's not one thing now. Please for approval and indulgence to just let. I have some things written down that I would like to share. Just a couple of things, and I believe it will help. If I may, if I'm permitted.
Yes, sir.
But
Yes,
before
sir.
then, I like taking people. I mean, everybody is amazing. I have amazing people on this call, and It's been a while. I'm hearing from them, and I'm out because I mean, J Banks just stepped in. J Banks is so good hearing from you again. Seeing you on the call, it's an honor. The love bless you. How have you been, sir? So let me jump into it. So first, we're talking about creativity. So creativity, I like just point out.
Sorry, sir. I think the mic is a bit far. We can't really hear you, sir.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. This is much better. Much better. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So I wrote a lot of points, but I won't bother much on that. I'll just leave you with something palpable that you can hold on to and run with for the next 365 days as you make a mark in the sand of time. So we are all creatives. So my first statement is creativity is not an art. Some people think creativity is the art of making music, singing, beautiful, but it's not an art. It is problem solving. So if you are an engineer or you're an accountant and you find a way to save the company more money, you are being creative. So as you go into the world today, don't say, I can't snap good photos that speak stories like Jones. I'm not good at writing like Arise, so therefore I'm not a creative. No, creativity is not an art, it's in problem solving. The second thing you need to know that there's nothing like creative genius. Creativity is a muscle, not a gift. Creativity is not a gift, it's a muscle, meaning we grow on it and we build on it. We build on it by discipline. We build on it by exposure. The third I'll tell you is this: perfectionism is the enemy of creativity. I'm a man who loves excellence. And one thing I know, and I have quite a number of my teammates on this call who I've been able to work with over time, is this: make mistakes. We learn on the job. Perfectionism is the enemy of creativity. So as we step into the world, these are my thoughts for you. So I'll quickly, because I wrote thoughts on creativity, on excellence, and on leadership that will spur a few actions in us. So I will talk about leadership, skill. Let me talk about excellence first. Talent is a seed, and I said skill is the tree. So what do I mean? Talent is your safe spot, like John said, something you are very good at. But skill is becoming great at it through deliberate and intentional growth. So for you to be a man of creativity, a man of excellence, and a man of great leadership, because people follow those who know road, not those who say they know road, not those who assume they know road, but those who really know the road. So be skillful. I love the scripture in the Bible who said, get me a man who is skillful in the herbs. And they said unto Saul, I have found David, the son of Jesse, a man who can play well, not pray well. Prayer is good, but skill is important. Be skillful. It's a mindset. Excellence, it's a mindset. And finally, Sat, I won't bore us with this. What is leadership? I wrote something here. I said there's an intersection of creativity, leadership, and excellence. And I said, what is the intersection of this? Is the heart for continuous growth. So as you all go tonight, as we all leave this call, we all leave this amazing meeting tonight, let's have the heart for more. Let's have the heart to know that in my interaction with people, I can be better. In my communication with people, I can be better. I have direct reports reporting to me. They are human beings. So I need to learn how to accommodate people more. My brother David Bala made mention of that. Accommodating people's differences. It's learned through intentionality. Nobody is born with accommodating spirit. We all learn how to accommodate. And it's a product of exposure. So the whole summary of this is this: always be intentional in getting more in your skill, getting more to know, getting more in leadership learnings, getting more in exposure, getting more in interaction. Always know that there is the greatest room called the room of improvement. And as you leave this call, just like Arise rightly stated, look for communities like this where you can always grow, where you can thrive. And a wise man says, Aristotle, he said, man is a social animal. We all grow in communities. We all thrive in communities. We all make amazing contributions in communities. Be a part of an amazing community. Contribute. And we can't wait to join you and celebrate you all as well. I love you all and I celebrate you. Thank you very much for having me, and thank you, sir.
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sir Gideon. Wow, that was food for thought. My God. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. That was beautiful. I think we have enough to carry on for a long time, from all that Sir Gideon shared with us tonight. All right, thank you again, sir. We have some people reaching to me that they're unable to rejoin the meeting. I don't know what is going on, but we're gonna try to add them on the call again. But please, if you know someone that is unable to join, kindly just reach out to any of just type or something. The admins would identify that and help you in that regard. All right. Thank you again so much, Sir Gideon. So, Sir Bala, we'd just like to again to hear from you. And as you pour out your heart to us, something you want us to hold on to on this journey of creativity, excellence, and leadership that has helped you so far, and that you'd like to sow as seeds in our hearts. Please go ahead, sir.
Oh, thank you again. Thank you again. I want to celebrate everyone here again. And my FT, Heja, Valentine, Pimi, Jamaica, see you all. And I celebrate you. I celebrate everyone too. You're wondering why we are celebrating people like that. But that's our culture. J Banks, I celebrate you. So one thing I'll leave is something that's very practical. Like I was learning how to eliminate noise makers. I was in the Spirit of Creativity series last week, and Arisha was talking about how he was writing, he started his writing career, and someone close to him told him that he was writing nonsense. And that same year, his book reached people in Canada, and they were literally reaching out to him that their lives were changed, right? And someone told him that his book was not relevant. So something that I would leave with you is very practical. Learn how to eliminate noises. And these noises could come from social media, most especially social media. Most especially social media. So I think I want to speak to the creative part of it. Like Sir Gideon rightly said, I don't think people like to define, categorize people. Okay, I'm a creative, blah blah blah. I think every single person, every human being is a creative. Like it's just you simply expressing your unique self. Like that's creativity. Expressing yourself, that's like creativity. So there's no need for that categorization, right? So you find what's unique to you and express it. That's your own creativity, right? So I want to give an example. So I think I was like the place where I work. My boss got a course. I think the course was thousands of dollars, right? And this person that was like the owner of the course and everything, he has about 680 something people in the course. And the course is about teaching people how to make money on LinkedIn. Like literally there are testimonials and there and there. So I think the point that I'm getting to, he's a creator. He literally teaches creators, no matter the niche you are, how to make money on LinkedIn. Like they're good testimonials. And he charges monthly $300. Like it's like a retainer thing. So you pay some $1,000 to get in, then you pay a retainer monthly, $300 to stay in the community, the school community. For as many of us, I know school. What I'm saying is that he was teaching in the course. He that was teaching people how to make money on LinkedIn. He was teaching in the course one module. There's this extension on Google. It's called LinkedIn Feed Eradicator. So what it does is that when you're on LinkedIn, it doesn't allow you to see people's feed, right? So because it's very distracting. Do you understand? So one practical thing that I want to let you know is that learn how to eliminate even if it means for you to delete Instagram from your phone, right? Do that. Because what that would do is that, for example, probably God has been placing into your heart to write a book. Then, it's just something that's been on your heart for a while. And you go on Instagram, you see other people, I just launched my book, blah, blah, blah. And we're comparing. This guy just but I think one thing that we should not do is that we should not compare, the results of others to our processes. Try and find out the process that they went through. Do you understand? So in all that I'm saying that learn how to eliminate noises from your life, and most especially social media. If you need to delete TikTok, do that. If that's not your, very recently, I moved to Substack. Arisha would there's an app called Substack. And that's where it's very easy for me to express my creative self, just writing notes and things like that. So find a place that's very easy for you to express your creativity. And if you do not waste time on things that doesn't allow you to do that, right? Because instead you'll just be stuck in a loop of comparison, feeling like you know what it's, right? So it's very practical. Eliminate noise makers out of your life to express your creativity. Eliminate noise makers out of your life to express your creativity. Yeah. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. And I think this is a take home for everybody here tonight. Eliminate noises. Eliminate noises. There's so much happening out there in the world. I mean, go on LinkedIn. Somebody is always, I'm happy to announce. I'm happy to announce. I'm happy to announce. maybe there's nothing you're happy to announce yet. It doesn't mean you're not making progress personally. So please, let's eliminate noises. There's a friend of mine. I'm not sure I want to call his name, but he had to on Discord currently. He had to delete Instagram from his device, and he said throughout this period, I'm on sabbatical from Instagram, and seeing what he's currently doing, I'm just inspired. So please, I promise you, you won't miss anything. Everything you need to know will come and find you by the grace of God. You call them thoughts in prayers. But for the point is eliminate noises, eliminate noises. Some things are not is not needed. I mean, if it constantly berates you, and thank you so much, sir, for reminding us again of the story that I shared last week of how someone looked at some of the things that I was doing at the time and said this is rubbish. But that same year, a different thing happened and it made me have a rethink that some people's validation of yourself are not actually sorry to say, but actually important, sincerely. And it depends solely on how you see yourself. Thank you so much, for that fresh perspective. And for the last session tonight, we'll be having Sir Jones pouring out his heart to us tonight and telling us the things that maybe he could not say for the time constraint. So please, sir, you can please go ahead.
Much, Arise. Thank you very much. So very quickly, uh, I know that we hear a couple of people say, like Bala said, eliminate noises. Now, we've not buttressed that social media thing of living social media, and it seems like it's a good way to make time. And honestly, it is. But I want you to know now that you have to be very careful with what you take hook, line, and sinker. In the sense that somebody here now can just decide that, okay, the best thing I need to do to eliminate noises is to leave social media. And is sometimes you don't realize it yet that you're hurting yourself until it's probably too late. I was off social media, I think, for like half of August. Then I think it was early this week. FT said, long story short, I'm on social media at the moment. But so it's not a direct word. It's not a word of prophecy. Leave Instagram. The word of prophecy directly is to eliminate noises, not leave Instagram. So just be very careful. Instagram is noisy, no doubt at all. I don't even dispute that. If you count the amount of hours you spend there, you probably know that you should release it. And instead of totally leaving it, you can probably put a limit on the time you spend there and the like. So there's that. Then final words on creativity. I would say that you should first understand that if you are a Christian, now, if you are a Christian, it's important that you understand that Sir Gideon spoke on how that everybody is a creative, irrespective. Now, I hear one, Dr. Foy says God is the first creator. Now, I will link this to excellence. God created everything he created and said that it was good. Now, keep this in mind that when God created everything and he said that it was good, there was a level of excellence. Now, if you create everything you do as a creative and you are aware that it is good, the only point it becomes not good is when you compare it to something else. You get? So God created everything that there was. I mean, God is God. So there's really nothing to compare what God has created with. But the only problem is that as humans, when you begin to compare the product of your creativity to the product of other people's creativity, you tend to probably belittle that which you have created. And it's important that you find a way, any possible way. Look, there's excellence and there's comparison. You can't be comparing the results of somebody's work who is way above you to what you are creating now. It is not impossible, but I mean, know where the excellence is and know when to stop comparing. I don't know if you get me. So it's important that we know that as a creative, you try to express yourself at best. You try to do the things that you can do You try to do the things that you can do the way you can do it. There is a pattern, there is a standard, there is a bar to meet. All these things happen over time. There is a process to all these things. You don't just fall into it. It's not grace. No doubt, there is grace at work in everybody's life to do what they're supposed to do. But there is also where you need to move from a certain level to a certain level to a certain level. You do not rush some things. I think it was Eric that said that anybody that offers you um, a product without allowing you to go through the due process is hurting you without you knowing. So there is a need for you to go through the process in your creative journey. You will not appear before a stage and then, because you have decided that, oh, you want to be here first before you go through the process, now disgrace life and destiny at your own expense. Because I mean, it's only at your own expense. Do you get? So embrace that which is to be done as at when it is to be done. Listen to what Bala said, eliminate noises, and then do what you should do when you should do it. And I believe that everything will eventually work together for your good. Thank you very much.
Wow, wow, that was it made the whole thing more clearer. Thank you so much for that clarity. It was much needed. Thank you so much, Sir Jones. And wow, what a session we had. All right, sir, Bala, you could please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jones. Thank you so much for hitting that point, right? So in context, I didn't say leave social media, right? I said find a place where you can express yourself more creatively. Do you understand? So if you're doing content, like it's very good. Social media is like a very good platform, right? But I said eliminate noises so that you can create more to express your creative self, right? So if it's Instagram that you're more creative, do that. But at the same time, eliminate noises. So please, I didn't say this Instagram from your phone. Please. Thank you, Jones, for hitting. All right. If you're more creative there, please do that, right? Just to put in context. Okay, thank you.
Noted. Thank you so much for the clarity again. So please, there's no prophetic word here that you should delete Instagram from your phone. It's not a prophetic word, but it's just about noises. And like Sabala also corrected, finding a place where you get to express yourself more creatively. What a time we had tonight! Wow, 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 wow! Thank you all for joining today. We had friends of our speakers, all across that joined, people from Creative Minds Forum, people that just, strolled in, and I'm very sure you learned something tonight. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time. Yes, we had to exceed beyond the time because, I mean, we had people that were loaded to deliver to us as much, and we had to take it all and leave nothing behind. Yeah, thank you all so much for your time. It's such a privilege to have everybody here tonight. And so, yeah, in conclusion, this is Creative Minds Forum, and we are a community, and we are still building a community of creatives. Okay, like Sabala also corrected, we are all creatives, but we have to find again the uniqueness that we bring to the table. So we are finding people across different places, across different institutions, and we are equipping them with the things they need to function according to, to expectations, because we do realize that a lot of people do not have the know-how, of how to go about this thing called creativity. So we teach, we have meetings, we have events like this. We take skills acquisition programs virtually and even on site in different regions, and we're still trusting us for much more. And so we are very open to those that want to be a part of what we do. Maybe you have a skill you want to teach someone, you have something you want to teach people, young people, you want to pour out yourself. Please, a link will be sent on the chat box now. Kindly register, and you'll be added to the community so we could get to understand all that is going on. So the admins would send the link to the group now. The admins will do that now, and so we could have people that may want to yeah, thank you so much, Jemima. So please, the link has been sent on the chat box, so please register so we could get across to you. If you want to just volunteer to teach something, and please, we would really really appreciate you being a part of what we do here. So this is Creative Minds Forum, and we have a vision and a mandate to reach out to creatives with the message of the kingdom, and we are teaching people, reaching out to people, and reaching out to people that are lost across different regions with the sole aim of preaching the gospel, expressing our God-given talent, and of course making profits. And about profit, next week we're going deeper again. So this is the Spirit of Creativity event all throughout the month of August, and next week we'll be having three amazing speakers again talking to us about finance, very important, finance, skill, and again, of course, creativity. All right, someone is asking about the WhatsApp group, so please, once you use the link to register, the link to the WhatsApp group will be sent to your mail. So a link has been sent. Admins, could you please pin the link also, so people could see the link? So once you use link to register, the WhatsApp link will be sent to your mail immediately after, so you could join us and we could get in touch with you. Yeah. All right. So next week we go again deeper into finance, creativity, and skill. We're having excellent people coming to teach us about these things, and please do not miss out on this. We hope to see you next week, and it will be such a privilege to have everyone here again next week, Sunday. The time is 7 p.m., and we look forward to having everybody here with us tonight. And even as we close, we would like to have the closing remarks and closing prayer. And for the closing prayer, we would have again our speaker, Bala, to help us pray. But before that, before we pray, we just want to also say again, thank you. Thanks to my team on WhatsApp. Thanks to CMF team. They have been awesome, writing down every minute of the meeting and everything. So the recording of this will be published on our YouTube channel in case you want to go back to the video and watch again to maybe hear a few things that you missed in case you had to log out and log in again. Thank you all, most importantly, for staying to the end. Thank you all so much. We do hope to see you next week. Sir Jones, please go ahead, sir.
Sorry, Arise. I just want to please, if it's possible, to request for something. I don't know if possible. I don't know if FT is still here. I don't know if FT is still here. Okay, FT is still here. If FT can just say a thing or two on leadership and excellence, please,
All right,
if possible.
sir. If he's still on the call.
Thank you. Marga? If it's not, no problem.
Hi guys, can everybody hear me?
We can hear you, sir.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Good. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Everybody has said everything. I don't think there's anything I would want to say. I mean, time is fast spent, and tomorrow is Monday. Monday is tomorrow, so I mean, I think everything has been said. Maybe another time. I mean, I could speak, but I mean, just because of the elapsed time, like for almost 40 minutes. So I think it's just safe for quality night. So yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for that. Thank you so much. So we look forward to having you officially, in Creative Minds Forum one of these days. We look forward to that, sir.
No, wow. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, everyone. Sir Bala, would you please help us with the closing prayer even as we wrap up tonight, sir?
Yes, definitely. All right. So Heavenly Father, we thank you. Thank you for this platform. Thank you for the Creative Minds Forum. Thank you for all the speakers. Thank you for all